Somebody recently commented, "You are both weird. You have no idea." Welcome to Krocks in the Kitchen.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Brian. I feel like I'm talking loud for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
But we have been, we're weird people.
Yeah, so today's video is a little different than what you're used to. We just wanted to do this because it's just fun.
Yes, this is purely a fun video that we can put up, and we have been asked some weird stuff about us before, but this isn't a Q&A. This is purely just our list of weird things about us that you may not know.
Yeah, but it will cover some things that you guys have asked about. So
yes.
Especially there's one later on that a lot of people have asked about that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yes, but also,
yes.
I feel that you're only doing this video to make fun of me.
Well, I'm kind of doing it because the very last one is going to be just epic, and you guys are going to see a piece of Brian's past that I just love and is just so adorable.
So, without further ado, let us get to our list of weird things that you may not know about us.
Okay, so I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
This is one that people have asked me about, people have noticed on the channel. People have asked me about it all my life. It takes people a while to kind of notice it, but...
There have been a few comments.
Yes, there's been comments about it, and it takes people a while who know me to notice it, and some people never really notice. But yes, I have a bent pinky. My pinky is bent. It doesn't bend, it doesn't straighten out like a normal pinky.
Yeah.
So the funny part about that is it's actually hereditary. So my mom has it, one of my two brothers has it, and my grandpa also had it. So it's some kind of genetic defect that my pinky's bent. And then a lot of people will ask, well, can't they break it and fix it? And they can, but there's really been never a reason for me to do it. So I've never done it, but I like my bent pinky.
Yeah, me and a couple of my friends used to make fun of her occasionally because of it, by doing things like, "You kind of rock."
Or you kind of...
I kind of love you. It's like, yeah, you kind of rock. Doing stuff stupid stuff like that. Yeah.
Very mean.
I'm sorry.
But yes, some people have asked if I broke my pinky and that's why it's crooked, but no, I was born this way. And in fact, my brother who has it, the very first thing he checked on his daughter when she was born was her pinky to see if it was bent too, because I would imagine it when you're a baby, you could straighten it out and it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, I would think it'd be easier to fix it as a child, and then they wouldn't know that they ever had a bent pinky in the first place.
But it's a cool little quirk.
It is a cool little quirk. So mine is also hand related, and this is I have a couple of weird sort of what do they call them, idiosyncrasies or something like that. It's kind of like a weird phobia for me. I can't have dirt and stuff on my hands. It seriously freaks me out for some reason, and I just want to wash my hands. I have this overwhelming desire to wash my hands whenever I get dirt or stuff on there, and it's just I want to just clean them. It's not that way when I cook. For some reason, whenever I'm cooking food and stuff like that, I don't care if I get my hands dirty, but if it's actual dirt or mud or sticky stuff or anything like that, I have to wash my hands really immediately. To the point where when I was doing clay work in art class in school, it was the most horrendous thing for me to go through. I mean, it was just oh God, I just want to wash my hands so bad afterwards. I can control it. I can focus and not to actually do that, because I can tell myself, be this is stupid, I shouldn't have to wash my hands, and I can get through stuff. But I will immediately then go wash my hands once I'm done with whatever it is that I'm working on.
You also don't like having sunscreen or lotion.
Yeah, lotion and stuff like that.
I
can't stand having that on my hands.
He hates having anything on. It's just weird.
Yep.
Anyway, this next one about me is I think it's one of the coolest things about me.
This actually is one of the coolest things about her.
I think that it's one of those things that comes up from time to time, and it's just so random. So, where do I begin? So, I was not a very popular child, right? I was not very like popular in high school. But I basically, when I was 16 years old, I built a website, like HTML coding, for Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac. Yes, Lindsey is a guy. A lot of people are like, oh, I love her. And I'm like, do you? He's not a girl, he's a guy. Lindsey Buckingham is the lead guitar player in the most classic lineup of Fleetwood Mac, like
Yes.
the Rumors lineup. Well, I guess, I don't know. People argue over
There's a big debate about which lineup of Fleetwood is the
most
best,
successful.
Definitely the most successful and my personal favorite.
Yes. So Lindsey Buckingham is a lead guitar player, one of the singers, and so I made this website for him when I was like 16 years old. I was just literally, my brothers would always like try to make websites and stuff like that. They are actually both computer programmer / what, I don't even know what they do.
Yeah.
But they both do all that kind of stuff now. But I would watch them, and I learned, how to do a lot of stuff just by watching them do all kinds of stuff. And I decided to make a website, and my favorite topic at the time was Lindsey Buckingham. Yes, this is a very weird topic for a 16-year-old in, let's see, what year would that have been? Momentary math break here. Okay, so 85, I was born in 85, so 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000? Yeah. No, 2001. 2001. Yeah, it was around 2001.
I don't know, I was already out of school by then.
So it was very weird. Like, obviously, I liked Lindsey. I started picking up on his music when I was 11 years old. My mom kept playing, like, Fleetwood Mac, The Dance, when they, were reuniting and getting back together. She kept playing it on her cassette tape player in her car. And I just became, like, I just got really into Lindsey Buckingham. I went to Best Buy and purchased all of his solo records, and my mom was like, you're never going to listen to those. And little did she know that it would, like,
become an obsession.
Yeah, and I just love his guitar playing, and I love what he stands for as a musician, because they did Rumors, and then the record label wanted them to just, okay,
Rumors 2.
Let's we had so much success with that. Let's just reproduce it. But he wanted to go a different direction and challenge them all musically and, like, try new things. And I just really love that passion that he has for music. And so anyway, I decided to make this website. I haven't even gotten to the thing.
Yeah, you haven't even gotten to the weird thing yet.
We can just make a whole video about Lindsey Buckingham.
This is just this one weird aspect.
We haven't even got. Okay, we can make a whole video about Lindsey Buckingham. But anyway, I won't. Okay. So I made this website. So my mom was in contact with his management company at the time, and we would, she would contact them just to see if there were updates, because he didn't have any kind of official website or anything, like, for his solo stuff. And so when I was 18 in 2003, it actually became his official website. And so for, I don't know, around, I guess, 10 years or maybe a little more, I ran Lindsey Buckingham's official website, which was just bizarre, because it's like I was just some random girl in St. Louis, like, running Lindsey Buckingham's website. But we would talk to him at shows. My mom and I went to a lot of concerts. We would talk to him. The most fun thing that he ever did was he would record on these little, I don't know what they're called, those little videotapes, and he, like, the little mini tapes, and he would record footage of himself on tour, or he'd do, like, Q&As. I'd literally print out a question of Q&A questions that people would submit to the website, and he would sit on the floor of his hotel room and record these videos of himself answering the questions, and then he'd bring me these little tapes, and then I'd edit the video and put it up on his YouTube channel. So I was doing YouTube back in the day. But anyway, he put together some really cool footage from the tours, and then I would edit it kind of all together, and it was really fun. But yeah, it was just this crazy thing, and it was a learning experience for me and it got me, like, really interested in pursuing, like, a career in the music industry and doing all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a weird thing about me. I used to run Lindsey Buckingham's official website.
The coolest little tidbit that I tell people about sort of her relationship with Lindsey and stuff is that when you had your gallbladder taken out, he sent her a message via fax, I believe, right? He wrote it down, and then it was, like, faxed to you.
Well, I think it might have been scanned by his tour manager and emailed to us.
Okay. Yeah. So, but it was a handwritten note that was emailed to you. basically stating, get better, blah, 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 blah. And then immediately after your surgery, Jessica went to another concert that she probably shouldn't have gone to.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And she's up in the front row. Lindsay sees her and it's just like, what are you doing here?
Like in the mic too, like in front of everybody. But he did actually play a song. I wanted him to play this really obscure song of his called Buana.
Yeah.
And there's actually a video on YouTube of him playing that song, and then I'm in the front row, and like he comes over to me at the end and like
hugs you, yeah.
Hugs me, and it was just really weird. So yeah.
So that video is on YouTube. You can search for it.
Very
Lindsey
bizarre.
Buckingham, Buana live, probably, and you will see Jessica back in the day getting a hug from Lindsay after the song.
It's so bizarre.
Weird.
Very bizarre.
Weird. All right, now for a slightly lesser weird thing for me. I love useless information. I am like just all about the useless information, general knowledge, and just any possible stupid little factoid that I could possibly do. So I have books on useless information. I am like the weird kid who is constantly researching things. I would go to the library even back in the day, and I would just sit there and just read all of these weird random books. I know a ton about like philosophy and mythology and paleontology and archaeology and like a couple of other weird scientific things. I weirdly studied law for a while when I was 13. And like I just constantly was researching something. When I get into a subject, I really delve into it and just keep going down the rabbit hole and see how far it takes me. It's just what I love to do. In fact, I once took an aptitude test to find out like sort of where my knowledge skills were at. And I scored extremely high on general knowledge. Like the person who like did the test afterwards and like was reading the stuff, I was like, it's like, you're basically a genius at general knowledge. He's like, but you scored basic high school level for math. And I was just like, yeah, that sounds about right. I put all my points into general knowledge and forgot everything else. So yes, that is a weird thing about me. I love absolutely, completely useless information.
And I'll come home and he'll just be watching like just the most random documentary about like some random topic. And yeah, he's always like learning, or I'll be like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm reading about blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. So if I need any facts, I just ask him about it. If
you're wondering, the current documentary series is The Vietnam War by Ken Burns. All right, this next weird one this is the most stupid, sugary, cutie thing.
Warning. This is sickeningly cute. It's like, you can't make this stuff up.
All right, so when we were first dating, we were trying to figure out, just like our little sort of things that, the couples sort of pick up on. I'm sure you all know that thing, that sort of weird thing that you and your spouse do to like, I don't know, say something, convey something, or just get somebody's attention or something like that. So when we first started dating, I was going to like the stupid thing, it's like, I love you, right? But then I was like, but that takes too much time and effort. So I was wondering how a lazy person would do it. And then I was just like, just how a lazy person would say I love you with like, a little hand gesture. Instead of going, I love you, just go like that. And then somehow that turned into the 3 snaps.
Yes.
And the lazy I love you.
So like, say we're walking to our cars together, like to go to work.
Yep.
And then like I'm, going to my car, and then all of a sudden I hear, then I know to look over and like we do this to each other.
Yep. So that is our stupid, cutesy, weird thing that Jessica and I do.
It's so funny. It's just
so
stuck.
dumb.
It's stuck. It's been with us since the beginning of our relationship.
Absolutely, but it's a fun one for us at least. So there you go. That is something that we have not shared with practically anybody, actually.
Like, say I was getting ready to walk out the door and I was going to go do something and I was like nervous about it or whatever. Then Brian would just be like, snap, 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 and then do the little thing, and then I'd be like,
yep,
on my way.
So there you go.
There you go. Okay. So the next one is also a joint thing.
Oh yes,
And
but this is mainly your story.
This is called The Lie.
Yes, this is the great lie.
The great lie of our relationship.
That sounds so bad.
Okay. So you have to understand, I grew up with, like, my parents were very, like, I don't know, how would you describe them? Not like strict.
Yeah, they weren't strict.
Not like strict, but they just had their rules and, like, they're, precautious.
Their rules weren't strict, but they were hardcore about those rules.
Yeah, and so, like, okay, first of all, my parents technically owned my car. Like, I had to pay them off for, like, everything, like, college, my car, everything like that. Like, I worked and paid for everything myself. But they would, like, pay for stuff, and then I would pay them back.
Yeah.
So my car, my parents bought, and then I paid them back for it. So technically, they owned it. So I grew up in Baldwin, Missouri, and Brian grew up in Collinsville, Illinois.
Yep.
It's about, what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, 35 to 45 minute
about 45 minute drive
from one to the other.
But you have to go across the Illinois, like, you have to go across into Illinois, you have to go across the bridge.
Yep.
And so...
over the mighty Mississippi.
When I was growing up, like, we didn't go across the bridge. Like, we didn't go to
that
Illinois.
Dark place.
Like, I never went to Illinois unless I was going to, like, Chicago or somewhere else. Like, we didn't go over there. And so when I started dating Brian and he lived in Collinsville, I was like, well, there's no way my parents are going to let me drive to Illinois to see this crazy boy. Actually, I was going over there before we started dating. We were just friends. Some guy I met on MySpace on the internet, like, oh yeah, Mom, I'm just gonna go drive on over to Illinois. Like, my parents, there's no way they would have like taken the keys away from me or something.
I'm gonna tell you this too. My mom totally predicted our relationship with one statement, and she's like, "Are you two dating?" And they're like, "No, we're just really good friends." I was like, "And we have like no plans on dating." And Jessica and my mom goes, "No girl drives across the state across state lines to go visit a guy without wanting to be with him." And I was just like,
yeah, whatever.
So, I was like, all right, yeah, she's got a point. My mom was right. Just took me a couple months to figure it out. So back to the lie.
Okay, so back to the lie. So instead of so my mom wanted to know how I met this guy. And of course I wasn't going to tell her I met him on MySpace. So I made up some story that I like met him at my college, but he didn't go to my college, but he was playing music at something at my college and I met him there. And I went to college in Webster Groves. So I was like, oh, he lives in Kirkwood, which is right next to Webster Groves. I was like, he lives in Kirkwood. And so there began the great Kirkwood lie. So basically, I don't know, the first like 3 or 4 years that we dated.
Yeah.
Like my mom thought he lived in Kirkwood and not in Collinsville.
So I'm going to interject here one more time. A bunch of people did know that I didn't live in Kirkwood and knew that her mom still thought I lived in Kirkwood.
Like my brothers eventually knew, and like
your dad definitely was like, why does Brian have Illinois plates on his car?
I would try to make him park strategically at their house so that they couldn't see the plates, but obviously yeah.
But I told her like very firmly from the get-go, I was not going to lie about this. I was not going to tell a lie to
He's a
these
good,
people.
honest boy.
Because I don't think that lying solves anything.
I'm actually really bad at lying, and that's the funny part, that I was able to keep this, like, I'm horrible at lying.
Yeah, but that's the funniest thing is that your mom never actually asked me where I lived.
Yeah, nobody in my family.
She asked me where
really,
I went to church, and a couple of family members asked where I went to church, and her aunt said that, you drive all the way over there to go to church? And I'm just like, yeah.
That was close to a lie. He told me from the start, he's like, I'm not going to, if someone asks me flat out, I'm going to tell him. And so, so we lied about it for a while, and then eventually.
What's this we stuff? You know.
Eventually, like, so we were supposed to go somewhere where it was going to be both of our families there, and I figured my mom would like figure it all out. So I kind of like took her and I was like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she's like, and I was like, I think I might have even done like I'm pregnant, and then been like, just kidding, Brian lives in Collinsville. And so it was like softening the blow.
God, you didn't do that.
I don't know. One of those kind of things.
That's pretty.
I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know you did that.
No, I probably didn't. But I'm just saying, in my head, that's what I should have done. Like,
I'm sure Pam knows.
yes. But anyway, so she basically, she was pissed. But the funny part was my dad, the first thing my dad said was like, he was like, oh yeah, of course he lives in Illinois. He has an Illinois plate. Like, duh. And then my brothers were like, yeah, we already knew. And then my mom was pissed that she was the only one that didn't know. And it was like a whole thing. And she was pissed at me for a while. But now it's like just a giant, like, it comes up from time to time. And she loves to just rub it in my face. Like,
the great lie.
The great lie. But honestly, like, if I hadn't told that lie, I don't know if we'd be sitting here right now.
That's true.
They probably would have banned me from seeing you ever again.
That is also true.
The Illinois boy.
Yep. You're next.
Oh, I'm next. Okay. So this is a fun one about me. So it's just a little thing about me. I'm not musically talented, but I love music, and I love to make up jingles and songs about everything. And so, like, I make up songs about our dogs, about my parents' dogs, about Peef, about Brian, about anything and everything.
The other great one that she does is she interjects Peef's name into other songs.
Yeah, I have a version of Jingle Bells that's literally just like
Peef.
So it's like Peef, 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 Peef,
See,
Peef.
but that's not real skill right there.
No.
You legit have written jingles for things that don't exist.
Yeah. Well, and then I also have my hit single, which is called The Littlest Pappy Palm, and it's all about my parents' dog Stella. And I wrote it when I was on some kind of cold medicine on our honeymoon, actually. And it's stuck with us for like 8 years now. Like, I can still sing that song, but I'm not going to sing it for you guys because that's just, I've already embarrassed myself enough on this channel.
We wrote a song together on our way to pick up Oliver for the first time.
Yeah, we have a song about Oliver. There is video footage of that song out there somewhere.
Yeah, but we're not going to show that to them. Nope.
But anyway, yes. So I like to write jingles and songs about everything.
And if you're wondering, yes, one of them has appeared in a video. If you go back and watch the Griddler Tofu.
Oh, yeah. Griddler Tofu. Oh, yeah.
So
that's like a minor one, though.
Yeah.
My other ones are much better.
You have full-on songs for that one. Which brings us to my weird thing. And it's not really a weird thing. It's just a bunch of people have asked about it. And we've mentioned it on previous videos before. I am a musician. I've been a drummer since I was 13. I've played guitar, dabbled in guitar. I'm a singer. I have been playing in my church band since the year 2000. So I'm coming up on 20 years here in spring. And yeah, I've been involved in music my entire life. I come from a musical family, at least on my dad's side. Because my brother, he can play guitar and he sings and he's written songs before in the past. My dad is a musician. He is in a really great Christian band here in the St. Louis area called Mercy's Child. You can look them up. They're amazing. And grandfather was a musician. Great-grandfather was a musician. Going back as far as I know, they were all musicians. So I come from a line of musicians. And we've mentioned this before that I sing, that Jessica loves my voice. And so Jessica really wants me to sing part of a song.
Only a little part, because Brian has the most amazing voice. And so, like, it's too much for you guys to hear, like, a whole song.
So I'm gonna do a chorus of a song that I've written because, as you guys also know, I go to church. I write Christian music. That is just what comes out of my heart. I don't really write a lot of like secular music unless it's just about Jessica, and you know.
There have been songs that he's written that were about like God, and when he sings them, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, and then I'm like, oh, that's about God. Okay. Just kidding, but no, for real. No, it's like I'm like, oh, this is such a nice love song about me, and then I realize it's not.
I do have my guitar ready to go.
Yay.
And figured we could knock this sucker out. So I'm going to do a song, the chorus of a song called "Shine in Me," which is actually one of my favorite songs that I've written, and just sing you a little bit of that one. So bear with me here. Your light comes like the dawn, awakening, destroying the shadows that live inside of me, and my I'm a musician. I sing and stuff, and I play guitar. But I'm primarily a drummer. That's my go-to instrument. But I can fiddle around on a guitar for a good bit. And I've actually written a ton of songs. But one of these days, I will get around to recording them.
Yes, he is very talented. I'm very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of talent, my next one. So when I was a kid, I think I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old. I started figure skating. My brothers played hockey, so we were always at the ice rink. Like growing up, we were always doing something to do with either figure skating or hockey. And so I skated. I was in a precision team for a while. I did it until I was about 14 or 15. I did do some competition. I was a chunky little skater. And I probably would have been better if I wasn't so chunky.
Oh, come on. You're good.
But anyway, I was decent. I was good at spins. The jumps were like not great for me, but I had fun doing it, and I stopped doing it when it stopped being fun, when it started being more just about all the competition and everything like that, and it just wasn't fun anymore. So I stopped when I was like 14 or 15, but I still have my skates. The funny part is when I'm at like the weight I'm at now, the skates that fit me when I was 14 or 15 fit me really well because my feet were like probably like fatter back then, and now they're not, so they fit perfectly in my skates. So I did go like several years back. I went and skated at Rockefeller Plaza in New York. We can put some pictures up of that and other pictures. But I don't want to go on too much longer because the last one, we have saved the best for last, you guys. This is my favorite. This is going to be epic.
You want to know something, Jessica?
Yes.
I'm not even embarrassed about it.
I know you're not, and that's the good part.
I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I'm definitely not embarrassed of it.
I don't think you should be embarrassed. I think it's cool.
Yes. So when I was younger, I did dance for almost 4 years.
Yes.
I did ballet, tap, and jazz. I was at a school for dance along with my brother and a bunch of other people as well. And we did recitals and we did all sorts of stuff. But for 3 solid years, I did ballet, tap, and jazz. I still remember positions and stuff like that. I still remember certain names of certain things. But it gave me 2 very important skills that I would come to use later on in life. One, it gave me good rhythm, which immediately translated into me being a decent drummer. Because I could just figure stuff out. I was able to use my hands and my feet at the same time, which was another really good skill. But the other thing that it did was it taught me to look for certain movements and certain understanding of how the body moves, which would be called kinesthetic awareness. And it gave me a great sense of balance, and it gave me a bunch of really good skills that translated later on in life that I'm quite happy with.
So the best part about this one, why I'm so excited, is Brian's dad videotaped like their entire childhood.
He practically did. I grew up in front of a camera for the most part.
So there's a video of little young Brian doing his dance.
Yes. So
and it's so cute.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to have to pick some stuff out here in the editing, but here's the video that I've picked for you guys. First off, I would like to apologize to everyone else in this footage in case it is embarrassing to you and you didn't want this out there. But too bad, my channel, my video, my rules. This is at my church in 1989 or 1990. I am the shorter kid in black dancing there on the left right now. My brother is the other one in black, and then the 2 girls are sisters who were friends of ours and also dancers with us. This was obviously at the start of my dance career because I'm not very good and I'm moving around way too much. But this was actually a lot of fun. I had a blast dancing with these people, as you can see from the smile on my face there.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what you picked, but it's going to be cute, whatever.
You already know what's on those videos anyway, but I just got to go through and
love
pick
it.
something that's, not too embarrassing for me.
Yes.
But yes, I did wear tights. I did wear weird outfits and costumes and stuff, and I did all sorts of fun little bits. You know, all in all, not too bad. I was a chunky kid when I was younger, but as my dad likes to state, I was a better dancer than my brother. So, yeah.
So yeah, those are the weird things about us. We just, this video has no purpose, but
No
we
purpose whatsoever.
We just thought it would be fun to talk about some really weird things about us that are just random. Help you guys get to know us a little bit better.
Yep.
And yeah, so tell us if you have any weird things about you that you're willing to share.
Or if you have anything in common with what we
Or
did.
yeah,
So
yeah, if you have anything in common.
if you're a guy out there who did dance, I want to know about it.
Yeah, if you ran a Rockstar's website.
That would be hilarious, actually.
We can start a club.
A club of people who ran Grammy Award-winning artist websites.
Yay. Anyway, yes. So I think we're good.
We need to close this video out. So either way, folks, you can find us on all of our social media sites, including Facebook and Instagram, and a couple of others out there too, I'm sure. Which is always fun. Send us those messages. We do enjoy getting them. Also, if you have not subscribed, please do so and click that bell that is right next to it, and you will get all the notifications for whenever we post a new video, like this weird one.
Yay.
But I think that is all I got.
That's all I got.
We will see you next time on Krocks in the Kitchen. Bye.